and we serve the nation, and we empower people through the right information. And this afternoon or evening, depends on how you look at it, we are going to be discussing an issue to do with trade and business, and specifically the 22nd Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Trade Fair. And if you heard there is the word MSME, but it's East African. Normally we have several exhibitions which are local, but this one takes on a regional dimension. And once you hear trade exhibitions, that means it's opportunity for you, the business person, but even for you who is looking for something from the exhibitions. You are looking for something to buy, you're looking for something to consume. We are going to be discussing that. The trade fair is coming soon. In fact, it's coming starting tomorrow. We're going to give details. In the studio, I have eminent gentlemen. First to my immediate left is Mr. Bira Bossa, who is the chairman, Confederation of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Organizations in East Africa, the Ugandan chapter. I hope that's not too long. Mr. Bossa, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, next to Mr. Bossa is Dr. Andrew Musime, Director, EAC Affairs at the EAC Ministry in Uganda. Doctor, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening, our viewers.
All right. And finally, we have Mr. Richard Moteti, who is the Regional Project Manager, Confederation of SME Enterprises in East Africa, and is the man in charge of the exhibition. We'll be coming to him in a moment. But to set the stage right, I would like to start with Dr. Musime, who works in the Ministry of East Africa. This exhibition cannot be separated now from East Africa, since it's the kind of organized under that umbrella. First, give us a general view or perspective of the EAC, what the ministry does in this regard, and how you're connected to the exhibition.
Thank you very much, our host, and once again, good afternoon, good evening, our viewers. When we talk about the East African community, for starters, we refer to the community as an intergovernmental organization. So this is an organization that brings together countries within the EAC region. Of course, currently in terms of membership, we are 7 members, which include Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Republic of South Sudan, United Republic of Tanzania, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay. Now, under the EAC, we do cooperate under 4 major pillars. We call them the pillars of integration. These 4 pillars are customs union, okay, that deals very much with the trade issues and taxation. We cooperate under the common market, okay, that deals majorly with the movement of people, goods and services across the region. We cooperate in the monetary union, which is basically to do with the financial and monetary issues within the community. Of course, with the ultimate aim of having a single currency as a region, and also cooperate under the pillar of political federation. Okay. Now, beyond these pillars, we again create another 17 areas. We call them 17 areas of cooperation. Now, these 17 areas are also further subdivided into 230 areas that we did in as EAC. Okay. But in the 17 areas of cooperation, one of them is industrialization, one of them is industry and development, and basically where issues to do with the development, industry, factories, and for productivity, we cooperate in ensuring that we bring together standards. We facilitate our traders to trade together, okay, but also work out in putting in place a number of common policies that can facilitate traders. Now, specifically under these traders, we have traders whom we call small scale traders, or sometimes we call them cross-border traders. Yes. As an EAC, we put together programs and policies that harmonized to facilitate these traders across the region for purposes of enhancing and growing their businesses for their own benefit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. That's a good background. Then the EAC is deeply involved.
Yeah.
At a level we didn't know. Most people think politics. Okay, there's the customs union. They think those things are complicated, and then the common market.
No.
But thank you for bringing it down.
Yeah, maybe last
Yes.
sorry. You also said as a ministry,
Yeah.
then as my concluding part is that in each of these 7 partner states, the treaty establishing the East African Community indicates that in each of the member country there shall be, and it's a shall, therefore it's a must, there shall be a ministry responsible for coordinating these matters. So we call this ministry the ministry responsible for EAC affairs.
Okay.
So in this case in Uganda, we have the ministry, we call it the Ministry of East African Community Affairs, which is currently headed by the First Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga as our minister. We have a Minister of State, Honorable Ikuya Ibude. We have our Permanent Secretary, Madam Edith Mwanje, and myself as a director and the other staff. Now, this ministry is solely responsible for coordinating the integration matters in Uganda, and SMEs, trade, industrialization being one of the areas, so we also are responsible for coordinating this particular activity alongside the Ministry of Trade.
Okay.
And basically, to sum up your question, that's how as a ministry we are linked to all this activity, which is an EAC activity, which we are hosting as Uganda. Therefore, as Uganda, we are hosting the 22nd Small and Medium Enterprises Exhibition, which is taking place from 8th to 18th of December in Kororo.
Okay.
And we invite all Ugandan stakeholders. You come, and these 2 colleagues will tell you that you shouldn't miss.
We are going to build the case for it. Before I leave you, Dr. Msime,
yes.
What issues can bring me to the ministry? You are coordinating and you work with other organizations. What issues can I come to help me or to be addressed with the minister? Me, the one inch watching.
No, quite a lot. One, for us as a ministry, we take you as an East African.
Yes.
Therefore, as an East African, if you need any service provision at the level of East African community, you need to travel. And therefore, we don't do the passports, but we tell you how to get it and where to get it. If you are an East African, you are a trader, and you need to cross the border, because you can cross the border for many reasons. Trade, tourism, you can travel as a student, you can travel. So all the information that you need about East Africa, you can still come to us, and we can provide it to you. So we also deal with we have a section of people we call pensioners, that used to work within the East African community, the one that collapsed. So these pensioners are still with us, so they still come to the ministry for very many issues, but precisely anything to do with the integration. If you hear the word integration, which means the cooperation between the 7 East African countries, and if you are doing business and you had a problem in Kenya, we can still, so all those issues can bring you to the ministry, and you will be given the right service.
All right, thank you so much. Let me now move to Mr. Richard Muteti. I did not know that there was a confederation of SME for East Africa. And I'm sure many people there were like, hey, give us a background of how of the confederation, and you're the project manager for this event.
Yes.
Tell us how you came down to it. Okay. Give us that background.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be in your studios and in Kampala, for that matter, in Uganda.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. The Confederation of Micro and Small Enterprises Organization of East Africa just acquired this name a few years ago. It used to be called Confederation of Informal Sector Organizations. It's an organization that targets the informal economic sector, majority of whom are in the micro and small enterprises. This is a sector that for some years nobody knew how to deal with them. You know, the hawkers, the small traders, the small producers like at Katwe, the cross-border people and so on. So women. Yes, so in 1994 is when it was officially registered, and it was registered that time. It revolved around 3 countries that were members then of the EAC community. That was Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. So it was registered to foster the interests and promote and develop the interests of the informal economic sector, majority of whom are in the micro and small enterprises, and to promote cross-border trade and to advocate for advocacy. You remember there are many big organizations like Uganda Association of Manufacturers, private sector. They are big institutions that cater for big businesses. So this one caters for the interest of the bottom of the pyramid, the people who are normally neglected. And it's an honor because then this, you're asking then how we link with this program. The current chair of the Confederation of Micro and Small Enterprises Organization of East Africa is from the United Republic of Tanzania, and he's called Mr. Remamu. Mr. Bosa there seated next to you is the chair of the SIMSEO Uganda chapter, but he also doubles as the regional treasurer general. So we have a regional executive committee that is represented by the 6 countries of the East Africa community. So that's how we came in. I have again to add that it is an honor that Uganda, the Republic of Uganda, is hosting the 22nd, because actually it is the president of Uganda that initiated this exhibition. It is him that requested the other presidents when he visited Kenya, and he saw a very good exhibition from the Jua Kali artisans, and he said, why can't we have a regional one? So when the president accepted, and they were invited to the inaugural signing of the treaty in 1999 in Arusha. The 3 presidents were there. They went through the exhibition, and then they said, why don't we make this a regional rotational affair? That's now how it came up. The first project manager was a civil servant from the governments, appointed by the governments. Then they also said, why don't we capacity build this institution so that they are also able to manage their own issues? So the second project manager was from Tanzania. It was called Dr. Makange. So I'm the 3rd project manager in this. So that's how it started. And then the presidents directed that the EAC Community Secretariat becomes the platform to be hosting this. So that's the background for a brief one for that.
Very good. And I know it has something to do with the Jua Kali. Now, what is this Jua Kali? I know it's a Swahili word. Please just break it down before I leave you and come to Mr. Bosa. Jua Kali, and then you went into now informal business, then you went into MSME.
Yes.
Give me that transition.
The word Jua Kali background is that mostly these people used to operate under the sun, under the hot sun, and without modern workshops, without modern facilities, without modern exposure, modern training, modern education, but they had the skill to produce something, and they up to now they are powering our nations in the rural areas. Every day a life of our citizen is touched by a Jua Kali artisan. So it came about in Kenya and Rwanda and Burundi. The word was Jua Kali. Here in Uganda there was Katwe, the Katwe connotation of it, and in Tanzania it was nguvu kazi because they use force because they don't have machinery, so they say it's nguvu kazi. That's what they used to be. But back to the Jua Kali word. You must know that these skills of the Jua Kali artisans run more than 1,000 years. If you read the Bible, they are the ones who made the Ark, Noah's Ark. That time there were no associations and no what, but the skills, there were no even polytechnics. So I want to say that the word has evolved. We view the Jua Kali sector as we describe Jua Kali as sharp knowledge, because Jua is knowledge, Kali is sharp. So we view Jua Kali as a sharp knowledge sector, because it's the only sector who you can take your car to the garage. For a person who has never gone to those polytechnics, but they are going to fix your car very fast. Is the person who can make you furniture for your house with the designs that you have never seen before. Yet they have been like that. Then when we realized that the word it was not dignified. People started using it colloquially, like stereotype. Stereotype. That's Jua Kali. You saw Jua Kali. Things are Jua Kali. So we started defending it in such a way that, and we are having a conversation. So a few years ago we changed into micro and small enterprises because it's now it's a legitimate small businesses. In Tanzania they're called wajasiriamali.
Okay.
Wajasiriamali. So we are evolving. It's the image we want to dignify so that these people, and you know, in the region, in the East Africa Community region, the informal economic sector creates more than 80% of the total new jobs per year.
Wow.
The importance of the informal economic sector cannot be ignored, because again it's a free entry sector where even everybody who works formally eventually retires to the informal sector.
Yes.
So our hope and aim is to advocate for its recognition and for its creation of space so that it can be promoted and enhanced in such a way that even school graduates can come from universities and join the Jua Kali sector.
Okay.
Yes.
I've seen the evolution, I can tell you. Having been in the media for a while, over 20 years, I have seen a bit of that evolution from the people in the sun to people who are being taken seriously.
Yes.
And I'm just glad that we are here, and I'm really thinking Ugandans who go to the exhibition should really expect to see very good things. Let me turn to Mr. Bossa, the Ugandan chapter, Confederation of Micro and Small Enterprises. How do you operate in Uganda? How do I join you? Let's start with that. And then you can tell me about the way you relate with the others in the region.
Okay, thank you, the host. And the viewers, thank you to listen to us and even seeing us. It's very important. Confederation, no? As the word says, confederation, this is an association which brings together all the Jua Kali. And as we have said, it is enterprise organization. We all deal with the organization. Enterprise organization, those are organizations which are dealing with micro and small medium enterprises. Okay. So that's why as you stated, I forgot to tell you, forgot to even to inform them that I'm the chairperson of Cafe Small Scale.
Hey.
Yes. Oh. I'm the chairperson of Cafe Small Scale Industry Development Association. You see, I have my primary association, whereby after that primary association, which is in Ikatwe, then I come at the national.
And now become the national chairman.
Then I become a national chairman. Then from the national chairman, that's how even I reach the regional. So at the national chair, being a chairperson, when I go to the regional, then there is election there, then I'm the treasurer general at the regional level. Okay. Though I also am aspiring to be the chairperson at the regional.
I'm really looking forward to that moment.
So maybe if God wishes, I might become the chairperson of the region.
Why
so
not?
That's how the organization stands.
Okay. All right. So how do you work with the others? How do you relate with the other federation, the other chapters? Yeah, that's the word. The other chapters. How do you coordinate? How do you work with them as Uganda?
As Uganda. Yeah. So as I've told you, that I'm the treasurer general at the regional level. Then there is also a secretary general at the regional. There is also a vice chairperson at the regional. So with that executive of ours, that's how we coordinate this. My chairman is coming from Tanzania, as he has mentioned, is Mr. Riyamam. So that's how we coordinate. So anything concerning with the micro and small, it always goes through that at that level. So that's how we coordinate these from the primary association, that is Cafe Small Scale. Then I come to the national. So we have a committee at the national level, then a committee at the regional level. So that's how we coordinate the things. So that's why for me, when I go to the regional level, I have to take the problems of Uganda at that region. They present. So that's how we coordinate.
All right. Thank you so much for that background. And let me come back. I'm sure the viewers are wondering, I want to hear about the exhibition. Viewers, we are coming to it. We just had to build it up so you understand it's robust. It has a strong background with it. Let me come back to Dr. Msime. Let's tackle the exhibition that's going to start tomorrow. as EAC, where you sit at the apex, tell us your role, what your role has been this year in organizing to make sure it happens. We shall come back to Mr. Mutiti on the nitty-gritty. Let's go to the apex in terms of EAC, that's government, with this exhibition. What has been your role up to now?
No, thank you very much. First, our role is anchored within the treaty, and it's important that the viewers appreciate this, that the East African community is market-driven, private sector-led. Okay. Now, those two are very, very important processes, and there have been a very big challenge. People saying that, you know, the community is government-laden, it's government-heavy, we don't see a lot of private sector participation, but all the plans, programs, and policies that we make as a region are geared creating a market, and therefore when we create market, we are creating market for productivity and also increasing the participation of the private sector into the integration process. Okay. And specifically in this process, that's our entry point as government. Therefore, as a ministry, this chance was announced to us last year. Okay. The 21st exhibition was held in Mwanza. So at the closure of the exhibition, because it's held annually on a rotational basis, then we are informed that Uganda, you are the next host. Okay. Therefore, since last year, December, we have been planning as a ministry. Number one, we have been coordinating the other ministries which are involved into this. So we have what we call the National Organizing Committee, which is a NOC, which is involved with almost virtually every ministry. So we are co-chairing it between the Ministry of EAC and Trade. Okay. But we have Ministry of Security, we have Ministry of Health, we have all the sectors. We have Bureau of Standards, we have Uganda Revenue Authority. Okay. Now all the government sectors are in this to facilitate all the private sector players under their umbrella. Now if I'm Uganda Revenue Authority, responsible for taxation, I'm on the NOC, but my role is to ensure that the service provision I give to the private sector is amplified. But also, we also call upon most of these agencies also to be available through these days for exhibition, but also for information sharing to these SMEs. So as a ministry, we have been coordinating the government side. Yes. But on the NOC, we also have the private sector with us. The exhibitors themselves, the SMEs, are part of the National Organizing Committee. Now, second, of course, as government, we are providing some facilitation. We can call it facilitation. Yes. You know, some resources to make sure that this thing progresses, coordination to make sure that it works very well with the other partner states coming here. But also importantly to raise awareness. As Minister of EAC, we've been on TV, we've been on radio, as we are. Even now you're on TV. We're on TV to raise awareness, to ensure that the stakeholders are part of this process. Okay. So lastly, and also very importantly, that our intervention, we have taken a decision as a ministry that it should not wait for the time when we host again. Yes. No, that now that we have hosted, we want to keep the GR running. So we are in discussion with the private sector, especially the Ugandan chapter of the small and medium enterprises, to see how we can, you know, regionalize, in this case within the Ugandan case. If we have hosted the 22nd, what else can we be doing as Uganda within our chapter? Can we take these exhibitions deeper into the regions, Uganda's region or the districts? Okay. And that discussion now is in its early stages, and we hope that this will continue growing so that we bring East Africa home, deeper to the people. Okay. Yes, that's very interesting, and thank you for that, highlighting that. So viewers, if you go to the exhibition tomorrow in Kololo, be assured, that's why I asked that question. Government is on top of this issue. You're going to be okay. Go and see, go and do business. In our context, it's important that government has a buy-in, even if it's a private sector issue, to make sure all is well. So you'll be assured. That's why I asked the question from to the director there. So let me go to Mr. Muteti. Forgive me. Now,
government has assured us that we are on top of this issue, we are involved. But you are the man who is, you know, doing the nitty-gritty to make sure all is well. Give us a picture. What are we to expect? I'm a show go, I'm listening to you, I'm saying, I must go. What am I to expect?
First, to give further reassurances that the viewers need to know that this is a robust platform that has been organized in a very sequenced manner. Like we have the National Organizing Committee from the partner states that constitute various stakeholders. The ministry is responsible for MSMEs and trade. The ministry is responsible for EAC, as he has said, and the EAC Secretariat and the Confederation of Micro and Small Enterprises Organization of East Africa. So from that level, those national organizing committees have subcommittees of exhibitions, protocols, security, and so on. So about reassurances is that this is the 22nd one. This is the 5th time in Uganda, and we are very happy that we are coming back. And every year it gets better. The 21st was in Mwanza last year in Tanzania, and every year each country makes it better than the other time.
A bit competitive.
I must tell you that I'm very impressed as a project manager with the preparedness of the Ugandan country, the country of Uganda, the state of its preparedness. So what are we expecting? We're expecting various exhibitors from the East Africa partner states. Like according to our numbers and confirmations, we're expecting at least 1,500 exhibitors from the region, and these exhibitors are very well selected. As you know, the definition of micro and small enterprises is into 4 according to the regional perception. We have the producers, the people who use their hands at Katwe, and the Jua Kali artisans themselves that produce products that you can see. That is the one main segment. That one itself is divided into 18 subsectors. Okay. That's where you get the woodwork, metal fabrication, beauty products, the artisans, the electricians, and so, soapstones, gift items, the Maasai market things, and so on. Then we have the small traders that buy and sell, this kind of thing. Then we have the service providers, like the ones who come and do recycling, do your shoes, do your watches, and so on. Then we have the agro. The agro, you see the agro processing, agro side. There's a lot of that constitutes machinery and so on. So what are we expecting? We're expecting to look at arts and crafts and wood products. And I must tell you that over the years, Uganda and Burundi have really proved, they have really come from afar. Now the region countries are importing. Even me, I'm looking for my doors for my construction for my house from Uganda. They have come of age, and they have moved very fast. We're going to see textiles, apparels, and leather products. I must tell you here that Tanzania has always maintained its lead in textiles, and you know, they call them batiks and so on. We're going to look at metal products and fabrication. Kenya has been always on the lead in machinery, heavy machinery and so on, the restaurants, farm inputs and so on. We're going to see agricultural and food and beverage products. Tanzania and Uganda has really moved. The micro and small enterprises, they are packaging wine and medicine. Now it's a one-stop segment from the foods to households to even manufacturing. Then now an interesting entry point is the ICT, electrical and electronics, where our young guys from the polytechnics and so on have come. You will see for yourselves, these guys are even now producing and making radios using their own sourced materials. Then we have the service providers. So lastly, on what to expect, I would like to inform you that this is the single biggest regional trade fair that brings unique domesticated skills from our own people. The gifts and artifacts from this region are out of this world. We are going to, the viewers, I must reassure the viewers that they expect to see the best of the gift items and artifacts that the region has here in Kampala from tomorrow to 18th.
Souvenirs, stuff like
Souvenirs, stuffs. We have very unique furniture products. We have very unique metal fabrications. We have. I don't want to preempt it, but I can assure you you're going to see innovations from the informal economic sector or the Jua Kali sector or from the Katwe, where you see a stove that uses wood, a stove that uses water to pour its steam, stoves that when you're cooking can light up your electricity for your house and charge your batteries. It's an excitement of innovations, and that's why we are inviting all the citizens of Uganda and even from the region and the international visitors that are here to come and see what we have to offer for them.
You are tickling me. There's been a lot of money flowing in about green environmental. What you're talking about there is very interesting. I think you just might attract some people you did not imagine you're going to attract, the way I see the ecosystem. Let me come to Mr. Bossa. We are the hosts.
Yes.
What is our age now? You are the chairperson, Uganda chapter. What is our age or advantage as hosts this time round? Tell the viewers. Chichi, where is our strength?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Yeah.
As Mr. Mteta has said, there are a lot of objectives of this trade fair.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of opportunities to most of the Jua Kalis. There are a lot of opportunities which they are supposed to get. So as Ugandan, one of the objectives for this exhibition, it is networking. So 1,500 exhibitors from the region, 350 from Kenya, 300 from Tanzania, 150 from Rwanda, 120 from Burundi, 100 from South Sudan, and we have more than 500 from here coming in the same one place, showcasing their products. This is very important. And if you miss to come and see some of these things, really you are going to be a big
I'm
loss.
coming.
So you come. Then there is also we share the innovation, because you tell me what as a Ugandan, as a Jua Kali from Uganda, what are we going to benefit from this? There's share of innovation, as Mr. Project Manager has said, that the Kenyans, they are ahead of Ugandans as far as machinery is concerned. Then this person from Uganda, whether you have come to exhibit, you have participated in the exhibition or not, you can come and see really what the Kenyans are doing. And you share that innovation, you share the skills, you share the technology of these people. And these people, when we are there, it is always, we are free. In fact, when Mr. Director talked of the integration, I think this is one of the the best demonstration, which has demonstrated the real integration of East Africa. Because people are free, you cannot, when you are at the ground, you cannot differentiate a Ugandan from a Kenyan. You cannot differentiate, because we are all in one place. So with all that technology transfer, he has talked of the Sigris, which he can produce power. So what about a Ugandan when he comes, when he sees and also start making such Sigris? Also, it is another platform. Interact, even advertise our things.
Yes.
Now, I think we are having about something like 200, and when they say the population, most of the people are fighting for the market. But this is already a market which is brought to you. You have the Tanzanians. For me, there's something which is simple. Other people might overlook it. Personally, I've exported about 300 pieces of back clothes to Tanzania.
Can you imagine?
Yes. But I got these orders through these exhibitions. and others. So you find that at least there's that advertise, because the people are spending a lot of money in this advert.
Okay.
But for you, we have brought it closer to you.
In one place.
In one place. People are going to see what you are producing. And some people, they thought maybe there's a very, either they are inferior,
or they are the best.
Or they are the best. This is the time when you see, you compare the other.
Anybody better than me?
Yeah, anybody. Or you might be thinking that your products are inferior.
Yeah.
But when you look at others, you also have that confidence. You do have that confidence. Oh, also I have this one. So with all those, if you look at the way back when we started this exhibition, and you look at what they are doing, the packaging, they have improved a lot. So many things are happening. So at this interactive environment to the Jua Kali, at least there's a lot of the sale of their products. One of the objectives they sell, apart from the technological transfer and innovations and networking, but there is also selling.
Absolutely. I know. Yes. The ones that I've attended, I've seen this money changing hands.
So people are getting contracts. I remember someone from when we were in Edred, one of the Ugandan got a contract of making hospital beds. And he exported it. And it was through these exhibitions. That's why I'm saying I'm calling upon almost of these people, whether you have got a chance, because we have closed, whether you got a chance to participate, you are going to participate. And even those who have not got a chance to be part of the to exhibit, please, you can come and see. You are free to ask questions. Then there is also another good issue, contact with the potential customers. It is very important. Potential customers, because some of these people we are inviting, we are calling to come and see. Someone might not be with money now. Then maybe even tomorrow he will not be with it, but next year might. But when he sees what your products, this is a chance, this is a platform, so that he can do what he can call. That's why
he can know you first.
Yes, can know you. And I'm advising most of these people, many of the Ugandans, that please, when you come, you must have a business card.
Oh, that's a very good point you have. I mean, I was about to ask him. Go on.
You must have a business card, well addressed. Because so that if someone, even if doesn't have money now, the purchasing power is not on the other side. When you leave, he will get your contact. I'm exporting doors to Kenya. Mr. Muteti is aware about it. These gates.
You are speaking from your heart, yes.
These they get them from Katwe.
Can you imagine?
That's why he was talking of a lot of Katwe.
I have never heard of that. I didn't know.
In Rwanda. But this is through these exhibitions. And I want to thank the presidents who sat down and really put in place this event.
I'll come back to you on the national chapter and so how you can engage more.
Then another important thing, we should look at the future business opportunities. Even if when you have not sold, but with these future business opportunities, it is this platform
to expose you.
And even when a customer comes, they can advise.
Feedback.
The exhibition does not mean selling only. You know very well in Uganda we say that atunda yoresa yamazawama. So if you come, that people will come, even advise from some of this, the information, this platform, the sharing of information and knowledge through the symposium. Every year you have that symposium. The Mr. Director have talked of the cross-border, some of the NTBs. It is through this when they set aside some of these people. You know, we are small. Some of these things might not know them. This is the only platform whereby the government, the policymaker, they come, they teach us. People are being cheated. they don't know that when you get a certificate, the simplified, or when you get the certificate of origin,
yes.
you can cross the border. So this is the time these people, these small business, to know that crossing the border, it is not only these big ones, it is not those only God give, but you have to have that knowledge. So it is through this symposium, and it is another platform to these people of the Revenue Authority to come and teach us, because we look enemy.
They call tax
each
man.
other, yes, because, but this is the only platform they have. We interact with them. That please don't fear us. When you do this and this, we are also friendly to you. So these are some of these through the symposium. And it is through this symposium we understand the do's and don'ts of when we are crossing the border. So this is a chance, at least for us, to be exposed, even to know each other.
Thank you very much. Viewers, you had Mr. Bosa speak from the heart. He's not, he does. He's not only the chapter chairperson. He actually does and has been doing for years. So he's speaking from sheer experience. He's speaking from, like, you can trust his word. And that's why I let him speak without interfering too much. Let me go to Dr. Msime. At the government level, as Dr. Mtiti talked about, you know, there are other organizations for big business. By interfacing as a ministry with these people in all these exhibitions across the region, what are the things you have learned from the facilitator level that you can do to take this forward?
Thank you very much. I will answer this in two parts. The first part, we've learned the way this whole program runs in the 8-10 days, depending on how the host organizes. But the most important aspect, and which I call upon Ugandans on a daily basis to go to Kororo, is that it is organized in such a way that we create themes within the exhibition. Now, each day is given to a country. Now they say this is Kenya Day. And when it is the Kenya Day, all the programs, we start by officially opening the day with the Kenyan anthem and the EAC anthem on that day. Then it is the Kenyan country or the Kenyan delegation that will manage the proceeds of that day. So they will exhibit their culture, the music that will be played that day will be Kenyan, and if good be even the food, we should be eating the Kenyan food.
Ugali.
So we've learned that when we dedicate these to particular countries, then they bring out that part of integration that we really work for. For example, in this case, on Saturday the 10th is going to be Uganda Day. So as I call upon Ugandans to come and attend on a daily basis on that day, Uganda is going to showcase all the cultures of Uganda, because you know you have a full day from 8 up to 5 and you must manage that program. Now then there will be also the official opening, whereas the process begins on 7th, 8th, but official opening is going to be on 11th. And most of the program will run that direction. So in terms of what we have learned over time is that these specific days that we put in place help these countries to bring out that integration aspect, that cultural aspect, and we've seen over time that some of these cultures are the same, they intertwine, and there are processes that some of these exhibitors also run about and then start doing better. Then also what we have learned over time is that in addition to the exhibition part, then we have what we call a symposium. Now on a daily basis, for example in Kororo, we are going to be having two parts. We have one part which is the exhibition, but we are going to have a very big tent which is put there, which is a symposium. Now on a daily basis, from 10 to midday, we shall be dedicating 2 hours, which are purely to train these SMEs on all processes. He talked about simplified, rules of origin, all these processes they go through, and customs. So we shall be having different agencies and remember, this is a regional event.
Yeah.
So we don't expect a Ugandan to be saying, no, I will be seeing only URA. No, expect KRA.
Yes.
The Kenya Revenue, expect the Rwanda Revenue Authority. They will be around. Now, on a daily basis, we shall be having different. Now, if it is Uganda Day and it is a symposium time, now it will be Uganda. But if it is Kenya Day and symposium, now it is the government of Kenya that will come during that hours with their presentations and their private sector people and their trade facilitating agencies, and they will make presentations on what they do in Kenya in as far as enhancing integration and facilitating small-scale traders.
Okay.
Now, last, of course, what we have learned over time, that this is a people activity. It's not a government activity.
Totally.
So our role as government is provide the environment. Like in this, we, as you have said, provide kororo, provide security, and the kororo is going to be available 24 hours. This activity will be open 24 hours.
Yeah.
That when we exhibit in the evening, there will be everything happening, integration taking place and so on. So when government provides that environment, then it gives the opportunity for these sectors to grow. I thank Mr. Mteti, who raised us, you know, a very important aspect, that it was His Excellency President Museveni, the founding fathers of this region, who said, no, this thing can be regional. This thing can be regional. And for us who are in the integration field, he's an integration father. In Uganda, we commonly call him Muzei, but I also believe that in the region very soon, they will understand that they have an integration Muzei, an integrationist who, even before thinking about Uganda, he thinks about the region. Now, we've had this item we are handling was discussed even up to cabinet level. Okay. It was discussed, and the president is aware. All the discussions were made, the ministers were brought on board, and that's why our colleague, the coordinator, when he came here, he said that now the level of preparedness by government is at the high level. So we assure the region that from, you know, our leader, that he commits to the region that this thing is a regional matter, and we take it to the highest level as Uganda. So we've learned over time that the more time, the more effort we put in as government, the better it's going to become for our stakeholders. And that's what we are doing as a Minister of EAC.
Very well put, and I like the fact that the symposium, these are all these lessons, apart from exhibitions, the lessons. Mr. Mteti, I want to come to you last before we wrap up. So I'm the Shogo, I'm coming tomorrow. What is required of me? What should I have in mind as I'm coming? You have told me I'm going to see things, but besides what I will see, what else is necessary for me to be coming down?
Well, as a trade fair goer, number one, the entrance is free. Okay. So there's no charges. And what are you expecting to see? You're expecting to see your brothers and sisters from the 6 East Africa community countries. You're expecting to see their innovations. You're expecting to do shopping. For this is Christmas time, and I can assure you that the products and services that are going to be exhibited between tomorrow and 18th, you cannot find them locally. Is there a dress code? No. This is a Jua Kali fair. You see, even the way we are dressed today. This I bought in Mwanza from a Ugandan, from a Ugandan lady. So it's a regional East African traditional week, like it's a festive week. It's an excited and exciteful week for even the showgoers, because I can assure them that they're going to interact with the unique people and unique products from the region. All right. I know you said that before you wrap up, but I just want to say that again, this is also like a God's timing period. We are lucky because the president of Uganda, as you've heard, and we have to thank him so much, because if it wasn't for him, this would not have been regional. He has given the attention that the micro and small entrepreneurs deserve. I remember in 2005, I think is the time that he gave some land for Katwe. Just, you know, this is a platform for trying to to advocate for the plight of the informal economic sector people. This is a time also, again, we are very lucky because the Secretary General for the EAC is the immediate past Executive Director of East Africa Business Council. So he's a private sector person. And apart from that, he has a passion for small businesses in the region. He's our friend. We have interacted with him. He understands what needs to be done. And again, I cannot leave without mentioning that across the borders in Kenya, you see the current president is not talking about a bottom-up economy.
I know.
He is focusing on the micro and small entrepreneurs. The other day, he launched the ASLA Fund, where the small business people are accessing loans without collaterals. What I'm saying is that this period in the region, the leadership, there is interest to open up. You know, Singapore was where we were together in the late 60s. That's what I hear. They left us. You look at China, look at India. The backbone of these economies are the micro and small entrepreneurs. The problem, unfortunately, is that they have not been receiving the appropriate attention. So these symposiums, we bring these trade facilitators so that they can also understand the plights of these small business people. You know, most of these people, they don't know about standards. They don't know about protecting their innovations. They don't know about how to market and package their products. So it's a mix of education, exposure, market opening, and a lot of things that come around with that.
All right, thank you very much. And we shall invite another day to debate on how we can take this whole thing to the next level.
Yes.
Just now, we just want to whet people's appetites to go tomorrow. Viewers, I wish we had more time to take this conversation forward. But tomorrow, starting tomorrow for 7 days, for 10 days, can you imagine? You have a chance to go and see things that you will not find anywhere else. And for you who is doing business and you're not part of the confederation, go and see how people do things. Go and learn yourself, but go and also buy. And this exhibition, which is the 22nd micro and small enterprise exhibition trade fair, is taking place in Kololo Airstrip. And be happy, you don't need to pay any money. It's going to be for free. So I hope you go there. On one of these days, you can go once or twice or thrice and savor. I won't say the flavor, but there will be flavor also. And savor the flavor, but also savor the what do they call innovations that East Africans bring to us. We hope that we added value to you. I like to say that, but also hope to see you there in Kololo. And my guests have been Mr. Bira Bossa on my left, who's the chairperson for the Ugandan chapter for the Confederation of Micro and Small Enterprise Organization in East Africa. Next to him is Dr. Andrew Musime, who is the director for EAC Affairs in the Ministry of EAC in Uganda. And finally, Mr. Richard Moteti, who is the regional project manager in charge of this event. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today, and we hope to catch you when we come to Kololo. Bye.